Today's discourse is on love. You cannot talk about life without talking about love. Every major religion, perhaps every religion, emphasizes the power of love. Love is transformative. It is enlightening. It is the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. Love truly is the key to everything. I wanted to talk about love today because of what is going on in the world, and here in the United States we see a lot of it. There is a lot of discord, separation, fighting, and this is based on a number of different things. It's based on perceived differences in class in terms of wealth, perceived differences in skin color, in political affiliations, and so on and so on. But there is a cure for all of the discord and the strife and the fighting that is going on right now. And that cure is love. I know this is easy to say and something difficult to put into practice, but it is the ultimate curative solution. When I talk about love, I often go back to a book that we've mentioned many times here at the Spirit of Lotus. And this book is by Dr. Masaru Emoto, and it is entitled The Hidden Messages in Water. Many of you may have read this book before, and I like what he writes in the book because it puts into concrete form this transformative power of love. And as I continue on here with the discourse, hopefully it will come into focus what I am talking about. So Dr. Emoto writes in his book that humans are composed largely of water. When humans are in the womb of our mothers, we are approximately 99% water. Right around the time of birth, we are about 90% water, according to Dr. Emoto. And then as we age and grow into adulthood, our percentage of water comes down to about 70%. But still, 70% of our entire physical body is water, a large majority. So water is the lifeblood of the human body. And it's not just the lifeblood of the human body, it is the lifeblood of this very planet, as we all know. Wherever there is water on this planet, life flourishes. Whether it's the insect kingdom or the animal kingdom or the human kingdom or the plant kingdom, water is essential for life and for growth. Water can transform the driest desert into beautiful green pastures, green trees, flowers. And love is very similar to water. We talk a lot about, not just we, but many different religions talk about how man comes from dust and returns to dust. In fact, this is frequently cited at funerals. I think it might be better to say that instead of from dust to dust, using the phrase from water to water. Because from water we originate, again, we are 99% water when we are in the womb. And when we pass, the 70% of water that's in our body returns back to the physical plane around us. So from water to water. And just like water is the lifeblood of our physical body and this planet, so is love the life body. I've said a couple of times now that love is transformative. Our very essence as human beings is love. Love is the source of everything that exists. Love supports you, love guides you, love teaches you. This is love not just for the self, but for others and for everything that is in creation. And when I say love is transformative, I'm not just using words that have no support behind them. In his book, Dr. Emoto very persuasively shows how love literally transforms. So in the book, there are multiple pictures of crystals, water crystals. So if you take crystals, let's say from a stagnant pond, the crystals are broken down and deformed. But if you take that water and with all of your energy and your focus and your dedication, you repeat the word love over the water, something amazing happens. The water crystals are transformed from being deformed and broken down to becoming perfectly unified. And if you get this book, you can see the pictures that Dr. Emoto took of the transformation of these crystals. So if we are 70% water, wouldn't you want to express love so that these very water crystals in your body are perfectly formed, united, instead of the opposite? So what Dr. Emoto also shows in his book is that on the opposite end of love is hate. And if you take water and you focus hate on that water, and you say the word hate over the water, it literally breaks down the crystals. It causes them to be disjointed and disformed and ugly. It's not such a stretch to think that in our own physical bodies, since we are so composed of water, that if we are expressing hatred, feeling hatred, judgment, criticism, it is literally breaking down our physical body inside. It is literally bad for our physical body. Versus the opposite, love, which unites the crystals, strengthens the physical body, returns you to your true form, to who and what you really, truly are. It's not just Dr. Emoto who has shown this transformative power of love. There's scientists who are examining the brain through MRI, which is a type of imaging which people may be familiar with. MRIs are particularly good at imaging soft tissues like the brain and the body. And this is stuff you can look up online, by the way. So these scientists who are imaging the brain with the use of MRI have shown that in the frontal cortex is the part of your brain where you have judgment and criticism and things like that. So in imaging the brain, these scientists have shown that for people who are in love, expressing love, being love, the MRI images are not lighting up in the frontal cortex. And what does that mean? What that means is the frontal cortex lights up when you are focused on judgment and criticism. But if you are loving, it's not lighting up. Meaning you are not judging, you are not criticizing, you are not separating from yourself, from your fellow man, from creation. This is, if you're into science, this is scientific proof that love transforms and affects in a positive way the physical body. Of further note, these same scientists have shown that love also produces a universal mindset in the brain. And again, this is not particularly surprising when you think about it. I mentioned before that love is the source of everything that exists. We are, at our true nature, in our very essence, love. We all came from the same source. We are, in reality, unified with everything that exists. In reality, there is no separation between us and other people, between us and the plants, between us and the animals, between us and the physical objects around you. We are one in the same thing. When you are emphasizing love, the MRI of your brain shows this unifying force, this universal force. Your mindset is more we, us, our, as opposed to I, me, my, mine. So, to cure what is going on in the United States and other countries in this entire world with this division between humanity, the separation between us, the hatred between us, the judgments based on race and wealth and political affiliation and whatever else it is, the curative power is love. Love is a choice. Every one of us can choose to love or not to love. Some people may ask, well, I don't know how to love. And I was contemplating this yesterday and I ran across, I don't know if it's a quote or a poem, and I apologize, I cannot recall the name of the woman who wrote it. But essentially what she was saying is this: you learn to speak by speaking. You learn to walk by walking. You learn to read by reading. And so it is with love. You learn to love by loving. You just must do it. You must direct love towards yourself And once you have healed yourself, you are able to direct love to everyone and everything around you. Martin Luther King, in a speech, said that he chooses love because hate is too great a burden to bear. Hatred towards yourself, hatred towards your fellow man will break you down. It will make you smaller. It will crush your DNA. Hatred is the exact opposite of who and what you were meant to be. A world without love is a world without joy, without laughter. It is a world without possibility, a world without dreams. Love truly makes everything possible. I said before that this is easy to say, and it is. I can stand up here, other people can stand up and say, love's the key. Love cures. Be love. Putting it into practice, I understand, is difficult. In the Bible, there's a passage about this. If you love somebody who loves you back, that's easy to do, right? There's nothing particularly difficult about that. Nothing really involved in that. It says the true test is to love someone who despises you, who wants nothing to do with you, who is judging you, who is separating themselves intentionally and purposefully from you. To love such a person, to make the choice to love such a person, that is the difficult test. But if you are successful, that is the test that allows you to pass through the eye of the needle into perfect enlightenment. So the takeaway message today is we can change, each one of us, what is going on in the world right now. We have the power to do it. You must just choose love. So that's what I wanted to share today. And now we have time for a deep level meditation.